I'm on my last day of 4 days before I go back into another 4 days of 12-hour shifts, which feels like an awful waste of time. And yet I need to get the most out of every day to feel like I'm not wasting time. So I got up a bit later this morning. I got up at 7:30 rather than 5:45, which I normally get up for work. And things have been good in the last couple of weeks. I've had some really good positive news in terms of a space for doing the laser cutting and getting that going. I'm having some orders coming on Fiverr, not many, but a few. And then I woke up this morning, well, last night actually I started getting 40-mile-an-hour winds, gusts of winds around here, not me personally, which was a bit intense. I've been in the van at 30 mile an hour and that was kind of rocking. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera now with the camera, if the camera moves, or the rain's kind of disappeared for a moment, but it's coming in waves and gusts of wind. I'm lucky that I'm next to a like a wood. Then also there's like other things that break up wind from two directions. Occasionally you get a gust that feels like it's going to flip the van over. I've got 11 hours of it today. I've got 11 hours of rain and winds above 40 to 50 miles per hour. Gusts of winds. Although we do have a lull right now, which makes me think we're inside the middle of the tornado. But I woke up kind of pissed about Mother Nature in that I wanted a kind of relaxed, calm day. Because I've got some good news. I've got two sets of good news, really. I'm going to be recording some videos today about various bits of kit that I've managed to get hold of that I'm working on various projects with. But the two first things, the aerial turned up yesterday for my Wi-Fi project, which is this bad boy, which is a 2.4 gigahertz. So it's only 2.4 gigahertz, not 5 gigahertz aerial. It's called a Yagi, Y-A-G-I. And it's took about 4 or 6 weeks to get here, and it mounts on like a clamp. I don't know if you can see that, but like a clamp here and here. Might have the clamp actually, which it came with, this kind of clamp that clamps on there onto a pole. But at the moment I just literally threw it up on the roof to give it a go. I've got it connected to a Alpha Network wireless 1200 AC adapter for my Mac. So basically that goes via USB, and it's got dual inputs on it for the aerials that it comes with, 5 dBi aerials. Now, while I can pick up from over 150 meters away the Wi-Fi signal, sending and receiving to it, it can't even do the handshake. So I bought another aerial, this as an external aerial, to see if I could pick up a better signal. And after playing around with it yesterday, I've got it sort of wired into the left-hand side one. There is two on this, and I'm not sure if they're either balanced or if one is RX and the other one is TX. So I need to do a bit of investigation in that. But I managed to get on the internet yesterday with this, on the Wi-Fi, which was awesome. It was slow, and I got packet loss because I ran a terminal from my Mac and was pinging google.co.uk and basically moving the aerial around to get less and less packet loss. Or at least the round trip time from here to the router. So I know this works. I think on a decent pole, I think, you know, on a 6-foot pole on the van somewhere, pointed in the general direction, it'll work really well. What I'm interested in is if I can get a splitter and split that signal from this aerial into both sides, and will that work? I'm not sure if it's TX and RX, but it's kind of strange that when I take it from the left side to the right side, I can't see any networks. Yet when I put it back on the left, it pulls in all the networks. So it feels to me like that is the receiving side. And obviously my TX side is only the 5 dB aerial at the moment. So that means that I'm not transmitting the requests back to the router to be able to get them in a timely manner. So it works. It's slow, but it's definitely improved the range. And I think on a proper pole with the right sort of cabling and everything, I think this will work great. So I do have from time to time, occasional Wi-Fi connectivity in the van, but I'm going to be working on that a lot more. Just to quickly show you, it's kind of this heavy-duty bracket. I'm not even sure this is actually going to fit on the van, but it's kind of like you put the pole through there, goes on the side of it. How do I do this? Goes on the side of the van, and then the pole in the middle. So I've got that to play with. Second thing is regards to the pods. So I looked at the pods costings, and to try and do a Kickstarter for that amount of money for the actual pod, the coffee maker, all of that stuff, I think it's a lot. It's a big ask for just me doing all of the promotion, PR, catch up, installation, ideas generation, actual work inside the pod. It's a lot. But on the 1st of January this year, I decided that I wanted to do something that was sustainable, that I could sustain not only a living, but sustain a job, my passion in doing something that I love to do, that I could then also either influence or help teach other kids and adults. That's just what I wanted to do. And we've already done phase one in one way, that I've managed to get here to getting a caravan, getting kind of on-grid, off-grid, and now I need to sustain it. So I've looked at this temporary work that I've got, and I've got no access to connectivity in the day, which is like going cold turkey for a drug addict. Like, I'm literally not got any connectivity for 12 hours. I could go and get my phone or iPad from the car on my 15-minute break or 30-minute break, but it's no time at all. By the time I've gone out, by the time I've come in, by the time I've got a coffee, that's like 5 minutes, 7 minutes used. And then you jump into email, and there's like 30 emails, and maybe 5 of those need replies. So it's not working. I've tried to micromanage it at night, but some nights when you get back after a 12-hour shift, and this is the problem that most people have. They have to do this work to acquire money, and I know that, to pay their bills and everything else, and that's fine. But I think what really stops us is the fear of not knowing if something will work or not. And there's so many times that I've had a go at things that I've looked at it from all angles, and I realised that what messes up the equation most of the time is the middleman. Is you're incumbent to somebody else. So that was the reason why I wanted to go down the pods route. But I've had some good news in the last week or so, where I can actually start smaller, and the big cost is going to be the leasing of the laser. So if I can lease the laser, then at least that gives me a bit of freedom to work some of the fibre requests, put some flyers out, and drive some interest locally. And I think it will work. I went to a t-shirt embroidery company nearby and had a chat with them, and they were really interested in it. They loved the idea of the Minecraft and the Scratch from MIT, learning kids how to code, and told them that you can't pay for kids to come to a Coder Dojo space, but they were definitely interested in doing some adult training, adult learning at night, etc., etc. So there's a good partnership that could happen there. And I kind of wanted to have everything sorted by May, because for the first time ever, this site is going to have a big event here, and it's probably going to be here for the next 5 years. So very interested in being very active over the 3 days at that event. And that might be audio boo or video blogging or a variety of different things. And that's why I've bought new hardware recently for doing interviews and such like. So that's cool, but time is getting faster. It's like April. And also I've got to try and get money together for co-working camp in Tunisia and a whole bunch of different things. If you heard that, that was the wind. You'll probably get another batch of 40, 50 mile an hour winds now. Coming up to 9 minutes. I want to finish this up because I just want to do an update video. So yeah, Wi-Fi, we've got somewhere with it. I need to do a sort of step-by-step with that. And we have a space that we can use if we can get the laser cutter. So I'll be doing a thunderclap.it, which is a way of driving traffic to a page. And I'm currently working on a page about the project to make it a little bit more solid. and then I'll probably go to Kickstarter and try and raise some money. But it's going to take a lot of work, and really I need to be 12 hours a day in front of this machine for a month doing that to see if I can make this happen. I kind of feel like in some ways it's a bit of a dream of mine to have a sustainable business, but also to document the story of how to sustain a business. I'm not a businessman, but I do know what I enjoy. I do know my skill level, I know my effort level, and I know that it's something that people want. Adults and kids, we're losing social spaces all the time, and we've got a lot of people out there that need that next gen information, that education as to where to find these tools, how to use them, the ability to enable them to use them and feel confident about using them, that there's an end game to it all rather than just some gimmicky kind of new fad. So yeah, it's just getting mobilized to do it. It's been really, really difficult to do a transition from one city to another place, to a co-working thing, to another co-working thing, to where I am now. But I feel in a better space. 11 minutes. Wow. Time to put the coffee on, I think. Thanks for tuning in. Any questions, comments, do leave them below in YouTube, and I will try and get back to you. Cheers.
Look to my coming on the first light of the 5th day. At dawn, look to the east, just past that Starbucks.